It was a weekend thing, back porch thing, you know, that we'd get together and they could sing.
How old were you when you first started playing?
14, 12, 14.
And what instrument did you start on?
Guitar.
Guitar.
Okay, I was born here in Wilkes County in 1930. That might tell you something. And my musical career, I guess, started in the mid-40s with my cousins. I had several cousins that loved music. The church boys, as we know them now as the Church Brothers. We played as growing up in high school, and then graduated. Before we graduated, we began to play venues around in the community, blowing rock, did some square dance music there, and during high school. Then there was a radio station right here on this premises, WILX. It was a 250-watt station that we began to play each Saturday. And then that lasted several weeks, months, maybe a year. And then we moved up to WKBC, which was a 1,000-watt station that covered more territory. We played there until I was drafted into the Army. We began to record, I guess, on Richard Tone Records. And we did several recordings with them, and then we did recordings for Blue Ridge label, and did several recordings for them. And that's where I did the solo, You're Still the Rose in My Heart, that we still play today. Bill, which was the leader of churches, I guess, he played guitar. Ralph Church played mandolin. Edwin played the fiddle. That consisted of the church boys. And then we had different ones playing. Ralph Pennington played with us when we did some recording. We did bluegrass material.
Yeah, all that.
Bill Monroe and all that. One time we had Gar Bowers playing with us, who went on to play with Bill Monroe. And
Drake was with you, of course.
Oh yeah, I know Drake. Yeah.
Johnny Nelson played the banjo. I found him in Lenoir, and he played banjo with us a long time. Did a lot of the recordings. In 1952, on his way back to Fort Jackson, he was in a car wreck and was killed. So. Then I went into the service in 1951, kind of broke up the group, and not because I left, but the other guys were getting married and going their own ways. So didn't play much after that till came out of service.
How long were you in the service?
2 years. Drusilla Adams was our songwriter. We took her songs and rearranged them, of course, changed whatever we needed to change, if anything, and put the music to them, and basically she was the songwriter.
Is she from, how did y'all? Yeah.
It was interesting and a lot of fun. We did, back in those days, the schoolhouse shows. We played the schoolhouse shows all over the county, and we got to Winston-Salem a time or two for some shows down there in the theater and this sort of thing. But, anyway, we covered the area pretty well.
Kiss, but only by your lips, dear, for you're the only one will ever. I want someone to hug and call me honey. I wanna be loved but only by you. I want someone to help me in my sorrow, and someone whose heart is always true, and someone who will stay with me forever. I wanna be loved but only by you. I wanna be kissed but only by your lips, dear, for you're the only one will ever do. I want someone to hug and call me honey. I wanna be loved but only by you. Sing the next one. Go ahead. If ever you decide to love me, darling, and tell me your love for me is true, then we'll be happy in a home together. I won't be loved but only by you. I won't be kissed but only by your lips, dear, for you're the only one will ever do. I want someone to hug and call me honey. I won't be loved but only by you.
When I came out of service or was discharged, Drake Walsh and Ralph Church and myself got together and began to do some picking and around in the community. And we did a gig down in Elkin, private gigs, regular, several other things, and then the VFW hired us here in North Wilkesboro.
What year was that, you reckon?
That was probably in '56.
56. Okay. And is that every Saturday?
That has been going on ever since. This place was built, we won't get into the VFW, this place was finished in 1953. And it was for square dancing, as you can well see. That's what it was designed and built for. And we had great success with it. We came in, we had saxophone and this sort of thing for a long, long time. And we had the clientele, the place was running over for years and years. But, and we've had a lot of different ones picking here on the stage.
And so you played here since '56?
Yes.
Yeah.
Except for a year and a half. I've been here ever since then.
Oh, wow.
Now, one reason that I've been here, I guess, well, I enjoy it, enjoy the people, the musicians. We have a lot of musicians in Wilkes County, but I'm very involved with the VFW itself. I'm quartermaster and have been commander and all that over the years, so it's a double thing for me to do something for the VFW and then keep the band going.
Well, you can have her, I don't want her, she didn't love me anyway. She only wanted someone to play with, and all I wanted was love to stay. Well, the girl I loved, she up and left me, she ran away. My best friend, but you can't have her. I don't want her, she didn't love me. Anyway, she only wanted someone to play.
Okay.
It's just VFW band.
VFW band.
Because it changes regularly.
And so who was, like, I guess over the years, is there many, like you and you said did Drake? And
Drake played for years and years here. And several have, passed on.
yeah. And Jeff played here. Who plays the most here now?
Who plays now?
Yeah.
Well, some more churches.
Ah.
The Jims, Jimmy Church, Ricky Church, and Tony Church. We have David LaPratt on the keyboard. Tal Holbrook,
I know Tal.
violin. I guess he's played all over the world.
I know Tal.
He's been in service a long time. Real good. Jeff Michael, who went on to the Grand Ole Opry and made a big star out there.
This is where I learned to play a fiddle, is here. Jerry Moretz had quit, had been here. And Ward called me or come to the house or something. Knew I had a fiddle, but which I'd come down here while Jerry was playing a lot, play guitar. Ramona, we'd come down here and get up and do 2 or 3 songs. But Ward come by or call, want to know if I could play in Jerry's place. And I told him, I said, well, I don't know how to play a fiddle. He said something to the effect, well, what songs do you know? And I think it was Ragtime Annie and Liberty and Up Jump the Devil, some of that. And just barely passable at that. He said, well, you just come on down Saturday night and you play the dances, and then you sit back against the wall or something, when we're doing the other stuff, which give me a chance to sit back, figure out how to back something up or what have you. Of course, we had a horn blower down here then, E.C. Shoemate. I guess as good a sax player as ever been in this country.
Oh, yeah. Well, now Jeff didn't start off that slouchy. He had some musical talent, and he just jumped on that thing right off.
When do you reckon that would have been, Jeff?
85 or 6, something like that. And I was different than the rest of the fiddle players that come down here. They all brought amplifiers and electric fiddles. I just turned the mic on and played in it, got over top of the piano and the drums, everything else. I guess it's always been that here. They do a mix here of everything from country to classic rock and roll to bluegrass. Ward's always liked to keep a banjo in the band if he could. He's always had a fiddle. And he was dangerous to stand on stage next to, or at least for me, because we'd do the Paul Joneses, and he always lent my way to blow the whistle.
I want you to hear it.
There's a few times we took the P out of his whistle, so it wouldn't make no noise.
Walk across Texas with you. Walk across Texas with you. Like a story beginning, I'm lost in you. I could walk across Texas.
2008, the International Bluegrass Museum in Owensboro, Kentucky, came in, did an interview, taped interview with all the churches at that time. There were all of them living, and made us members of that organization. And I have been over there on 3 different occasions for that celebration, pioneers, and I'm real proud of that. They've really been nice to us over there because of the early days of music.
Yeah.
But like the rose your love had faded, you took them away and left me blue. No one will know that I still love you, and that you're still in my heart. Even though your love has faded, you are still the rose of my heart. Goodbye forever, and now we're many miles apart. Even though your love has faded, you are still the rose of my heart.
With the roses that you sent me, you said you always would be true. But like the rose your love has faded, you took them away and left me blue.